What's up, SBR Forum? Jordan Sharp here for your Week 4 NFL Line Movement blog series, The Sharp Pick. We saw a lot of crazy action on Week 3, and Week 4 should be no different, so let's jump right into the lines. Starting with the Thursday night game between Baltimore hosting the Browns, and Baltimore has opened up as a big -12 favorite after their close and controversial win over the New England Patriots on Sunday night. And I think you can expect to see that line move up a little bit. I think the Ravens are pretty solid, and even though the Browns are good too, them playing on the road with their young core is going to be very difficult against that Baltimore defense when Baltimore is at home. Another line that just opened up is San Diego and Kansas City. On the road is San Diego's on the road. They opened up as a pick'em, and now they are favored by -1. And I would expect to see that line move just a little bit farther in favor of the San Diego Chargers, considering that they have looked pretty solid this season, and the Chiefs have looked like one of the worst teams in football. So if you want to get on that number right now, I suggest you do so. New England is favored by 3.5 over Buffalo this week in Buffalo, which is a little bit of a surprise. I figured they'd be favored maybe a point or two higher. However, as we've seen, home underdogs are cashing at an extreme rate so far here in the first 3 seasons, so it's hard to bet against them, but Buffalo has not looked that great. So Patriots right now, -3.5. I expect to see that line move up a little bit. Another -3.5 road favorite is the San Francisco 49ers on the road in New York. Now, the Jets just lost Darrelle Revis for the season for a torn ACL, so that helps. However, my best bet of the whole weekend, Niners -6, was destroyed yesterday by the Vikings, who came out of nowhere. So due to that fact, the 49ers are only favored by -3.5 in New York for their game this Sunday. Another big spread we're looking at here is Houston at home hosting the Titans. That one they are favored by -12, and I expect to see that one move up a little bit, even though the Titans did upset the Lions. I think the Lions kind of upset themselves. So as I always say, don't read too much into the last week. But I expect to see that line move up as well. Another line that's kind of out of the ordinary right now is a divisional game between Atlanta and Carolina. You can find Atlanta anywhere between -7 and -9, depending on what shop you're looking at. And I think that's a number that, depending on what side you're on, I think Carolina +9 looks good, and I also think Atlanta -7 looks good. So we'll see where that one goes throughout the week. That one could be an interesting one to keep an eye on. Some of the late games for Sunday afternoon, Oakland and Denver. Oakland opened up as a +7 underdog and has already been starting to see bet down to +6 and +5.5 on the road in Denver. Of course, it's a very tough place to play, but Oakland did look a lot better this week against the Steelers. Cincinnati opened as a pick'em on the road in Jacksonville. However, they've moved to -1 and -2, and I would expect to see that one move a little further as well. I think Jacksonville's win over the Colts was a little fluky, and I don't trust them that much. I do think Cincinnati's the much better team. Miami and Arizona from the Cardinals. Now, of course, we know that the Cardinals are one of the only undefeated teams left this year, and they opened up as -7 favorites. However, they've moved down a half point since then to -6.5. Another game we're looking at here is Washington and Tampa Bay. The Redskins opened up as +3 underdogs. That one is stagnant so far, but I expect we'll see some movement in favor of the Redskins a little bit. And finally, the night game on Sunday night is between the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. That line is pretty close to being even. You can get the Eagles favored anywhere from -1 to -2.5 at this point. And I'm not sure where that one's going to go. That one kind of baffled me to begin with. I'm a little stumped as to where I think that one's going to go. I would expect money to come in on Philly more than New York. However, I think the sharp action might be on New York on the road. Philadelphia has just had turnover problems. They can't hold on to the ball to save their life, and the New York Giants are one of the best at making turnovers. So unless sharp action comes in early on the Giants, I expect the public to bet up Philadelphia, and then you're going to see that line bet the other way by the Sharps. That will do it for this week. And we'll see you all at the end of the week to discuss the movement in the week's review. But until then, I am Jordan Sharp, and this has been The Sharp Pick.